Did they ever do a raid there? Did anybody ever go there to confiscate or to do you did you ever hear about it? Because I didn't.
Yeah, I did not.
So who knows? It's there was rumors that those tunnels were taken over by particular governments who were still letting things operate after they moved El Chapo out of the way. So it's like you said, the world is on fire.
The world is on fire. Um,
I'm just
all
sick and
right.
tired of people calling me a damn liar. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. If people still think that I'm crazy with everything that's coming out, then maybe you need to go and get your mental health checked. Like we got to get it's gotten to the point where just calling somebody that's saying things that make you feel uncomfortable crazy is corny. It's corny.
All right, Jack. So let's do it like this, man.
Mhm.
And I want to go in detail in this conversation as best possible.
Mhm.
Um, so Jay Z, a lot of people in the beginning of all this were upset, I would
Mhm.
say, about you going after Jay Z, you going after Hove, and just this whole thing. And now, finally, that's why I said this conversation may be the most important one as far as people listening. I think the masses are finally letting the wool over their eyes and seeing that no, there was a history here that we chose to get blinded by, maybe the music, the stardom, the billions that we just weren't looking into.
Mhm.
And you've been saying this the whole time. And like
Yeah.
we said before, when you talk about someone's heroes, or when we put someone on a pedestal, we feel like we don't want to hear the the bad things. Ignorance is very bliss. But
Yeah.
now, now their ears are open, their eyes are open, and now they're talking. So
Yeah.
before we speak on
They
the
don't want to
things
hear
that,
from me. They
yeah,
want to hear from the Onika.
yeah, that's let's start with that. Um, Nicki Minaj during the Grammys, and we'll get to the
Onika.
Grammys, but
Yeah.
Nicki Minaj during the Grammys, she's not at the Grammys, but she is going on a tirade on Twitter. And she has got Jay Z in a crosshair,
Yeah.
and she's saying things that, if you do your research, she's not too far off from facts. Um, let's just start with, as far as,
You want to know what's interesting?
go ahead.
Is she saying anything different than I said already?
Oh, same song,
Hmm. Okay. You were saying.
same song. Okay, yeah, no, no. So what?
Oh.
What? Well, first of all, where did your issue, if you don't mind just being candid with us, where did your issues arise with Jay Z after the MTV Unplugged performance? Uh, Take us through that history, if you don't mind, as far as where did it
That's the
go left?
thing. That's the thing. That's not a simple conversation, and it's not an easy conversation to have because I fell for the same crap that everybody else fell for. And when you are adjacent to or, traveling in the same circles as the person that's been selected to be this icon, because let's just be very clear, he was selected, just like Diddy was selected. Question is by who? Now, for many years, I minded my business about a lot of things, but a lot of things came to me. I heard a lot of things. You got to remember, this was back when I was still trying to be amicable with the industry so that I could have my career, so that I could have my life, right? Everything that I worked for, everything that I sacrificed up until what, 2016, 2017. I was still ignoring a lot of things, a lot of things. It wasn't until I couldn't ignore it anymore because I realized this ain't going nowhere. And then when I started seeing exactly how dangerous things have become, it was very simple. It's either you're going to speak up or they're going to keep getting away with it, or you're going to get handled up on regardless because you're not playing along the way you should be playing along. Like that's how this works. Like the people that get rewarded are the people that keep the secrets, the people that are quiet, and the people that lie for them. The people who get a pass are the people who pretend that like they don't know what's going on. And then the people that speak up are the people that, get persecuted, get framed, get trashed, you know, are forced to go broke, that kind of shit. So yeah, like I cannot say that it was an overnight process. I was hoping. See, I was always so quick to just blame, all of the harm and just the terrible shit in the industry on Diddy. I wasn't really willing to accept the fact that they were working together, which is why I find it so funny um, that people, really just didn't call bullshit a little bit louder when Alex Spiro came forward talking about they were never friends, they were never close, they were never this, they were never that. I wonder when Spiro's gonna come forward and do another PowerPoint breakup to say that Jay-Z was never friends with Harvey. Yeah, Harvey Weinstein. Now that all of the videos of him calling Jay-Z his friend and sticking up for him, like that's what I'm saying. I wish I could say that there was a specific thing that happened. It wasn't. It was just watching things stack up, watching things stack up, watching him grow more power, watching it stack up, watching them grow more power, watching it stack up, and then asking myself, where am I in the pecking order? If I come forward and say anything, who's going to protect me? Who's going to back me up? Who's gonna, you know what I mean? Who's gonna verify? Is there anybody else that's willing to? Like, it's been years. I've been waiting for people to be brave enough to come and stand with me. Because the hardest thing to do is to get people to corroborate that this shit is happening. That's the hardest thing in the world to do. So yeah, I can't say that it was there was one specific falling out. No, I've been watching, just like everybody else has been watching things happen while they were growing power and growing power. And, then and there's all of the other people who are, when you get frustrated, the other players in the game who say, oh, well, no, 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 listen to me. Nobody's going to forget your loyalty. Nobody's going to forget. It's going to be okay. When this person gets here, they're going to do this. When this person gets here, they're going to do that. Oh, when they make this happen, you're going to be able to get this. Like it's barter and trade all the way through. Am I making sense?
You're making perfect sense.
So you hear, somebody comes to you and they confide in you about, them being bullied because they have a secret love child and they're scared for that child's life. Or somebody comes to you and says, hey, they're just buying up all of the buildings in the neighborhood and they're just putting people out on the street. And okay, do you think you can make a phone call? Do you know how many times people would come to me and say, could you make a phone call
To
and
who?
see if this is real? Would you make a phone call? Like it.
Y- You
It's
know,
shitty. It's really, really, really shitty, especially when you finally figure it out that nobody was ever going to look out for anybody. Nobody was ever going to keep their word. They were just going to keep selling people out, selling people out, selling the culture out, selling the culture out. I regret it, but the truth is, if I had spoke up back then, I wouldn't have lived to see this day to be able to do what I've done now.
yeah, yeah, no, don't regret it, man. Never regret the truth, or never regret your truth. In
No, it's
regards,
just if I had spoke up sooner, I wouldn't have lived to be able to tell that story. Not at all.
Totally understand. Social media kind of changed things
And not
to give you
only
a
that,
covering.
I was a mom and I wanted to wait until my children were grown before I took this on, because going through everything that I've been through in the past 6 years, imagine doing that with children, small children, you know?
Yeah, can't
Imagine.
even. Can't even.
Yeah.
Real life, real life. If that shit ain't real life, that shit ain't happening.
It ain't real life. Just a real life street star.